So this been a real busy news week in sports world for my teams. Some good, some bad, a lot bad, right? But we'll get to that. We'll get to all the injuries between the Lakers and the Yankees. They got a whole bunch of injuries. And then we got the Chiefs. And now you would think that after the Super Bowl, football would take a little break, but no, 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 no. They got this shit all year round. All year round is football. And I'm not just talking about whatever they broadcast on the media and the sports shows. I'm just like in general. After the Super Bowl, you got the combine, then you got free agency, then you got the draft, then you got OTAs, then you got training camp and then preseason and the season's here before you even know it. Um, they're like a well-oiled machine. What they doing over there, man. Pause. But we'll get to the updates in Kansas City land. Um, I like what we've been able to do, but let's start with basketball because right now we right there. We in the mix for the playoff run. People are fighting for seeding, whether it's the 1 through 6, and then you got the bottom with the play-in tournament. Like the play-in tournament is exciting. It's better than the play-in, better than the in-season thing they made up. But the play-in tournament is something that I think that Adam Silver created that was successful. Um, you got teams at the bottom like Sacramento and all of them. They they, they they're fighting. They're fighting. Then you got Golden State who just creeped into the 6th seed. Like ever since they got Jimmy Butler, they didn't creep into the 6th seed. So it's a lot going on, and especially with the injuries that we've been the Lakers we didn't ran into. We ran into the injury bug, and it's crazy because we was having such a great February, and then March come bam. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Humble us a little bit. March came and humbled us a little bit. LeBron got hurt in that Boston game. Now we know it's a growing injury. Now he's had growing injuries throughout his tenure with the Lakers. You got to rest him a little bit. He's 40 years old. He got a lot of mileage on his legs. Boys, he's played a lot of basketball, a lot, and his presence is definitely missed. And it's crazy. Like if you just think about it, we got more injuries, but just LeBron is the biggest injury. But and of course, it's cliche to say that if LeBron get hurt, it will hurt your team. But damn, bro, like it's like 20 something years he's been in the league, and his absence has really shown a lot. Like if you watch this game tonight, and again, it's our third straight loss. We lost to Boston, then we lost to the Nets. That was terrible. I didn't get it. I was supposed to go to that game, but it was actually my cousin's birthday, so we went out to dinner and I was watching on my phone and I seen it was a close game. I just took that shit off. Like I ain't even gonna be rude in this little hibachi restaurant we at. They got us cooking food on our own. I probably burn myself mad at whatever the fuck is going on in this Laker game, man. But yeah, like it if you watch the game today, we literally the only offense we had was Luca, who had like 40 something points, 45 points, and then Austin Reeves, who had like 30. That was the only offense we had all game. Like now we're missing Jackson Hayes, we're missing the I can't think of his name, Huchamara. That's who we missing. I'm not sure when he's supposed to come back, but that's another guy that could score 15, 20 points that we could use right now that LeBron is out. Again, I've been big on these turnovers. I always talk about it, but you if you watch this game today, it got out of hand again because of that. That first half was just a whole bunch of turnovers. And we do that with LeBron. We can't do that without him, especially when we're crawling to get some points. And it's not LeBron's absence is not even just showed on the offensive end because again, you allowed to start them together. And you start all three of them. I call them three amigos. Then you could sit one down, let two play, then sit two down, let one play. But now it's just basically you need to have either Austin Reeves or Luka Doncic on the court. At you have to have them on the court, one or the other, or both of them if you down by 20-something points like we was in this game because you turning the goddamn ball over. We just a turnover machine. It just doesn't end. I keep saying the same thing over and over until it stops, and we can't win with that. We just can't. And today it got out of control. But shout out to JJ because he didn't throw in the flag in his game. He coached into the very end. He was even arguing with the refs late into the game. We down by 20 points. He's still fighting for calls and shit. I like JJ. I like him. I like him a lot. But well, we going into a tough stretch right now. We have they heard him say it on TV. We have the third hardest schedule in the league, and LeBron might be out for another week and a half, maybe two. So that Brooklyn game was a game we needed to win. And now we got Denver, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But now let's get into the Yankees news. So, as for the Yankees in baseball, we're suffering from the injury bug as well. I'm gonna have my guys George and Mike on before the season started because the Mets they're struggling as well too. It's crazy. I seen the meme on Instagram today. They was talking about how the Mets and the Yankees is fighting for who gonna have the most injuries on opening day. We're hurting bad, but I'm not one of the people who think that. Now again, I know it's a hit. Garrett Cole is our ace. Stanton, who we know he gonna get hurt eventually in the season, but we not expecting him to be a hurt to begin the season. That's one thing we wasn't expecting. And then he's getting fluids into his elbows, and if he needs surgery, he might be out for the season. But hopefully he don't need surgery. They did say his timetable is to be determined, but they did say something about Memorial Day. We'll see what happens with Stanton, but eventually we knew he would get hurt and we would have to do something for that. But the Cole and the Lewis Hill injuries did come at a bad time. Cole is out for the season with Tommy John. And Luis Hill, he'll be back around June, but he's out for 3 months. He was our rookie of the year last year. He was great in Cole's absence. Um, uh, I'm happy we will be getting him back at least. But when you when I compare our rotation this year, starting off from last year's kind of the same. I think it might be a little bit better when you think about it. So I spoke about Will Warren. He's been great in spring training. He's going to come up, so he's going to take Luis Hill's spot. So hopefully he can continue what he's been putting on tape in spring training, and hopefully we get some good starts from him. But if you think about it, last year Garrett Cole didn't come back until like the end of June. We didn't have Max Free last year. To think our starting rotation was without Cole because he was hurt. It was Luis Hill who was unproven, so we're gonna say that's Will Warren. It was Stroman. Stroman is Stroman. Rodon is Rodon. Clark Schmidt, and we had Nesta. So we exchanged Nesta for Max Fried. I mean, we spent $200 million on Max Fried. So Max Fried would be the ace. There's nothing wrong. Max Fried has like a 3 ERA, if I'm not mistaken. If he's just Max Fried, I think we'll be fine. We have a great bullpen. A lot of guys are coming back. Loazi will be back around June. So we'll get that rolling. And then in our division outside of Boston, who I think improved, there's a lot of questions with again Baltimore with their pitching staff. A lot of those young guys didn't pan out. And then we got Toronto. We'll see what we got going on with them. And then I don't think Tampa's that good. So we I think we in good shape to win our division this year, even with the injuries. And here's a chance for us to play those kids. Speaking of the kids, Dominguez did hit a home run today. He's been looking a little bit more comfortable in spring training at the plate. I'm like what I'm seeing for him on the offensive side. The defensive side, it's a lot of questions. We could nitpick at every single thing that he do in left field. We could use our excuse and say that he's never been a left fielder, but sometimes he just doesn't make routine plays for a professional baseball player to play left field. It's just ridiculous. Sometimes I'm just questioning effort. But we're not going to speak on that. Hopefully, it can get better. If not, we might gonna have to move him to DH. But and that might be bad too. Because do you want Trent Grissom to start every day? No, we don't. He's a great defensive player, but we don't want him as bad as pause is off and on. But again, we're gonna have to play those kids. We're gonna have to play those kids. Ben Rice might slide into the DH spot opening day. He did put on 10 to 20 pounds of muscle this off season, so we'll see how he play. He'll play catcher, first base. We'll see how he play. I don't think Spencer Jones is going to be coming up. I was championing for him to come up, but again, he didn't play AAA, so they're gonna probably start him at AAA, and eventually maybe he come up late on the season, depending on what happened with Stanton. But again, third base is our question. Then left field, how Dominguez played there. But I think that we have a more a more well rounded team this year. I don't think that I think offense again. We lead spring training is misleading, but we do lead spring training with in home runs. Guys have been racking poorly hitting at a home run today. So I just don't. I'm not. I don't think that I'm not as nervous as I see my fellow Yankee fans on the internet. I'm not. But now we'll see what happens. Check back with me in May to see what goes on. Hopefully we don't have any more injuries, but check back with May to see what happens. Now let's get into the Chiefs. Let's get into the offseason for the Chiefs. It's been a busy week for them this week. And yes, we did get the restructure we were looking for. Mahomes and Chris Jones. I didn't mention him. I said Travis Kelsey, and I did say Jawan Taylor, number 74. I still think he needs the restructure, but it's not in my control. But on the bright side, Mahomes and Chris Jones, our two captains on the offense and the defense side, did restructure. I was wondering where all these signings was coming from, like where we get the money from. And then later on in this week, they did announce that they did restructure. So shout out to them. I do like some of the acquisitions we made, but I'll get to that. Let me get to some of the resignings we did and some of the people that we did lose. So as you know, we resigned Nick Bolton. I'm pumped for that because he is our captain out on the defense outside of Chris Jones. He do call the plays. He is the mic. Um, I didn't think that we would resign him or Justin Reed. And unfortunately, we didn't resign Justin Reed. He did go to Kansas City South in the NFC. I always call him that because it seems like all of our players on the defensive side go to New Orleans after they leave us. I wish him luck. He was great for us. They're gonna probably put Jaden Hicks into that position, or maybe sign a veteran to aid Jaden Hicks. But I do know Jaden Hicks. I do then they like him, and Veach do like his young DBs. And us speaking of DBs, we did pick up a cornerback from Chargers, Felton. He's a good pickup. Now they give us a better three attack with Jalen Watson, Trent McDuffie, and now him. One of them are playing the slot. I like that pickup, especially for what a Spagnola like to do. We did lose Tyshawn Wharton, defensive tackle. He got a nice deal from the Panthers. Congrats to him. I wish him luck over there. But we'll probably re-sign Nadi and then probably pick up one of the guys in the draft. We also got another two draft picks, so now that makes 8 instead of 6. We do got the last pick in the draft, but Brett Veach is great at that. Brett Veach is great at drafting a lot of good defensive guys late in the draft. He's been great at doing that. Another big pickup on the offensive side was Jalen Moore. We picked up Jalen Moore from the 49ers. He's a left tackle. So he'll go in and be our relief. Now, he was a backup to Trent Williams, but Trent Williams got hurt this year, and he played very well. Gave up one sack, um, a few pressures, but he was good this season in relief for Trent Williams. And then we also picked up another running back, Elijah Mitchell. When it first happened, I was kind of a little skeptical about that, but then I realized we did lose P. Ron. He went over to the Bengals. They do like to have three backs, so when I realized that, I was like, all right, cool. This dude is a good. He's good. He also runs better than P. Ron. He's younger, so I get why we did pick him up. That was a good pickup. I'm not mad at that. We did lose D Hop. Now, again, I get it. I get why we re-signed Hollywood Brown. I think he's the best person for this for us right now. I'm just a big DeAndre Hopkins fan, so I was kind of mad about that. But he went to Baltimore. I wish him luck over there. Rashay Rice will be back, so there's no need to even have DeAndre Hopkins. And then we make some Xavier Word, then maybe they pick up another guy because we did lose Justin Watson. So
Now, why would you want to miss the Tim Show? Your comments are very much appreciated. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for all of our latest content.